Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends Series 3-pack of Spider-Man and his amazing friends, Firestar with Miss Lion, Spider-Man, and Iceman. So this is a Hasbro Pulse exclusive set. It is, I think, available now. Pre-order was a while ago, however long ago, and then they charged and shipped. It is sooner than expected, in quotations, because all of Hasbro's release dates are purposely pushed out, and they always come earlier than that. Anyway, looking at the package, it is an awesome. If you like search the show, this image always comes up. So it's awesome that they recreated it using the figures. For the front of the box. The side of the box, usually we get like artwork or something going along with it, but this time we actually just get the Spider-Man figure doing the this crawl thing, as you can see there, and it's the same on both sides. So they did not do any kind of artwork or anything on the back. Here's another look with those figures posed out, and we can see the accessories that he comes with. Spider-Man comes with hands, so he's got thwip hands, he's got wall crawling hands, he's got fists. Iceman has fists, he has that ice slide too, and then Firestar comes with Miss Lion there. So these figures are based on the actual animated show, Spider-Man and his amazing friends. So we've had a couple of Iceman figures, I think 3 or 4 of them. So we have this one, which is going to closely resemble this one. I think it uses like the same parts and stuff like that. And then we had Firestar, which wasn't technically kind of not for the show. It was just kind of the comic version because of the way the deco on Miss Lion. So we got a new Firestar, which has the updated body mold. So it'll be pinless as opposed to this one, double jointed elbows, all that good stuff. Not that this one was a bad figure, but again, the super thin female legs is just not great. So we have this 3-pack. So I've already kind of taken it out of the box. So I pulled it out, you know, with the plastic-free packaging. This is how this one is packed in. Usually it's not so like closed off looking. And there's usually never tape holding it together, so this one was kind of bundled up like crazy. But I'm excited about this one because this one's probably going to be the absolute best Spider-Man figure yet. Possibly, maybe, probably. Let's check it out. Okay, so here are the figures out of the package, and there's some pretty good ones. They're a bit stiff out of there. In terms of QC, I don't have any real big issues. There's going to be some nitpicking on some paint apps and things like that. I didn't realize Iceman was on the Pizza Spidey buck, and that one kind of sucks. So that's a little disappointing. His legs were a little warped because they're super thin. That's kind of a known issue. Not really out of the package. I think that's kind of, you know, plastic-free packaging that tends to happen. Although I guess in the old style packaging it did happen from time to time. But loaded with a bunch of accessories, mainly just hands, which are really cool. We did get Miss Lion again. It's just here. This is all I'm going to really show her. You can see she's just done in this kind of light blonde color, gold little eyes, as you can see there, and then little orange bows. The head is articulated as the other figures start to fall down, so you can spin the head around like so. But let's get in for the figures and to get them to kind of stand up and make it look like they're running. I had to kind of do it this way. Now they're all leaning and stuff, but oops. Anyway, we'll get in for a closer look at the figures. We'll start left to right. We'll go Firestar first. Okay, I'm going to kind of quickly try to get through all the figures so you guys can see them. So this is very similar to the original release of the Firestar. She has a little bit of a brighter yellow. She seems to be a little bit taller, and that's going to be due to the newer pinless legs. The feet are different. As you can see, there is a little bit of a sole to those feet. These ones do not. The flame effects, the flame paint design is a little bit different. They didn't keep it the same. They did change it up a little bit there on the forearms as well. I guess the forearms look... Actually, the forearms might be pretty similar, but the legs are definitely different designs of the flame. Yeah, definitely different on the flames. But the forearm flames are actually the same. They're about the same color. You can see the torso, upper torso is all the same. The heads are actually going to be the same. So she has some red highlights in the old version. Here is the new version. The highlights aren't nearly as dark. And then you can see her lipstick is a little bit darker, and she has the digital face print as opposed to the older style paint apps on the face. But here on the hair flowing one, it is the same head sculpt and everything. Again, we just get the digital face print with a darker lipstick. That's really the only difference. And then she also, out of the package, she comes with the open hands, and I put the fists on there. Here are the 2 open hands there. These are different than the normal female hands, so that's actually kind of nice. I kind of like these ones. They almost look like wall crawling type of hands. So that is Firestar with Miss Line, again, head articulated. And then she does have some flame effects that go do the wraparound on the arms. As you can see these here. That we've seen these many a time. Let's go ahead and pop this head off, and we'll pop the other one on so you can see how it looks. And that one is not so easy to pop on because the hair is like pokey. But there it is. And this head sculpt actually looks a lot better. I like the lipstick color of the older one, but there's something about the digital face print that just looks nice. It has obviously a more realistic look, and that was, you know, the goal. And it really works out well. Well, as this one still looks really good, I do like the way this one looks more. Okay, here we have the Iceman figure. I thought I was going to do Spider-Man first, but we're going to hold off on him. So Iceman, these two figures actually have the same head sculpt. So this is the X-Men Retro version, which kind of had this kind of almost translucent. It was just like this pearlescent whitish color, gray, silverish color figure to kind of represent the ice. Here we get this light blue base with some cell shading on there. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of cell shading, but I guess it is what it is here. It's not done too bad. It's pretty subtle, and it's not in a crazy amount of areas. Like, you don't really see a whole lot of it on the left side. You see a lot of it on the right side and everything. And it doesn't look so bad. The issue that I have is that here we had the Spider-Man 2099 body mold, so the head kind of was proportioned well with the body. The head looks really large on the Pizza Spider-Man body because it's just so thin. It's not good. My legs were a little bit warped. As you can see, it kind of bends in a little bit out of the package. It can easily be fixed, but it just kind of sucks. This Pizza Spider-Man body used to be really nice when it first came out. Now it just kind of sucks. They've made improvements over other body molds. It's just really thin, and I don't really care for it all that much, but his head just looks really massive to me. And that kind of sucks. Out of the package, he comes with the open hands. These are basically like the wall crawling hands. You can see a little bit of cell shading on there as well. And then I pop the fists on there. And then he does come with the ice slide, and I'll show that here in a second so you can see kind of how it works. But it's done kind of nicely. It's just kind of all this like white color. There's a little bit of a blue hue to it, and I don't know if that's just my eyes playing tricks on me because it's super late at night. But let's take a look, see how he looks on it. So here you can kind of position, the way it shows it on the box at least, he has, you know, these parts come up like he's sliding and those, you know, kind of shoot forward. So you can kind of do that. You can do this whole thing of trying to do like certain poses and stuff. Some of you guys are going to be a lot better than me at doing stuff like this. But you can kind of do that like he's kind of just sliding in, you know, if he's on the attack or just coming in. So it's pretty cool. You might want to warm it up and try to flatten it out so it sits flush against the whatever you're placing it on, but it's not bad. I kind of like the way it looks. It's pretty cool. Okay, and here we have Spider-Man. Spider-Man, this is the same body mold as the Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man. So this is now the third time we get this Spider-Man figure on this body mold. The other time is the retro Walmart exclusive animated series cell shaded figure. I have it. I have not opened it as I am waiting for my Walmart pre-order to come in before I open it, because I want to make sure that, you know, I keep one mint on card to put up on the wall, and, you know, I don't know how my Walmart order is going to come in, so we shall see. But they are essentially the same exact figure, but with the kind of the well, technically this wouldn't be modeled from, you know, that old animated show, but the bright blue and red, this is what I think a lot of us are going to want in terms of a Spider-Man, whereas the Amazing Fantasy was, you know, that first appearance, so we don't get the classic blue and red, or the, you know, the smaller spider logo on the front. So for a lot of you guys, this is going to be like the ultimate Spider-Man, or, you know, the Renew Your Vows might be. This one, you know, doesn't have the toe articulation, but, you know, he gets some crazy range in the hips. He doesn't have the drop down like the Renew Your Vows. He's not as big and bulky. He's kind of a more slender look and shorter Spider-Man, which for a lot of folks, you know, that's their Spider-Man. So this is definitely one of the most definitive Spider-Man Marvel Legends figures to date. But let's get in for a closer look, and then I'll kind of talk about my nitpicking QC paint apps. Okay, so my Spider-Man, again, it's going to be kind of nitpicky, as you can see there. A little bit of a section right there of the red. The blue line isn't quite as good. There's some fuzziness on the back, not a big deal. A little tiny little chip there. You can see some of the blue paint. And that's really it. Again, that's super nitpicky. I really have no issues with my Spider-Man figure. Actually came out pretty good. My Firestar, though, and I forgot to mention this, if you look here, there's some wonkiness going on with the flames there on that arm. But even that is no big deal. Other than that, there's really no QC issues. It's always a gamble when you have the plastic-free packaging. But here, I got pretty lucky and don't really have too much issue. Oh, I just noticed that a little bit of smear on the web line. Not that big of a deal. Doesn't really connect. Again, yeah, it's just real nitpicky. Other than that, it came out pretty clean and pretty nice. I popped the fists on the figure already, but he does come with the full catalog of hands. So he has the wall crawling hands as well, as you can see there. And then he does have the thwip hands, as you can see there. So he comes with everything that you want. No web lines or anything like that, but the ones that they have aren't all that great anyway. But I love the blue and the red on this Spider-Man. I love that spider logo there in the front, the classic one in the back. This is an awesome Spider-Man figure. The Amazing Fantasy Spider-Man figure was already really great, but now we get in the classic red and blue. And that just makes it so much more enjoyable. When I get to open an animated series Spider-Man from the retro card, the Walmart exclusive, that's definitely going to be a great one also, but the cell shading is going to take away from it. So this one here is just a little perfect in my opinion. Yeah, I'm going to say it, perfect. But let's go ahead and run through articulation of the figures really quick. Okay, so Firestar, she can look down a whole lot. She's not going to be able to look up because the hair is going to get in the way. You can turn the head a little bit, but it's kind of difficult. There's some pivot going on in there. The shoulder can go up and out quite a bit. She can do, oh, the figure a little stiff. She can do a full rotation, upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed pinless. Elbow gives you that much bend at the elbow there, which is great. Wrists swivel and they do hinge. She can tilt to her left that much. She can tilt to her right that much. She can go back quite a bit, but then you can see the gap in there. She come forward like hardly anything at all. You get a twist at the diaphragm, no waist swivel. Legs go out that far apart. She can't kick forward that far, which is really good. Leg goes back slightly, upper thigh cut, double jointed pinless knee on the female figure, which looks great. No calf swivel or anything like that. Foot hinges all the way down, a little bit of hinge up, ankle pivot pegals at the bottom of the feet. Now on to Iceman with the pizza Spidey mold, which is extremely limited now that, you know, we've seen other figures and what they could do, but Iceman can look all the way up. He can look all the way down. Full rotation in there. You do get some good pivot going on there as well. Shoulder can go straight out so he can T-pose. You get a full rotation in there. There is a butterfly joint, but it doesn't really go back far. Doesn't really come forward very far either. So when we're talking about crossbody, you could do it that much there. Upper bicep swivel in there. Pinned double jointed elbow gives you that much bend there. Wrist swivel, and they do have the horizontal hinge. And again, all pretty stiff. Ab crunch on this guy. Crunches forward that much. That's hardly anything. I mean, I can't even get mine to go back, and that might be, I don't want to push it so much. Waist swivel there. Legs go out that far apart, not very much. He can kick forward really high though. Goes back ever so slightly. Upper thigh cut in there. Pinned double jointed knee like so. No calf swivel or anything like that. Foot hinges all the way down. A little bit of hinge up. Ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. Now on to Spider-Man. This is where it gets really good. Spider-Man can't look down that much. He can look up that much. That is really good. Full rotation on that head. You can do some pivot. Shoulder goes straight on out, so you could do a T-pose. You get a full rotation in that shoulder. You do have a butterfly joint, which isn't the greatest, but it works a lot more than the Pizza Spider-Man does. I feel like should get more, but you get that much on that butterfly joint. Coming forward, let's work that shoulder. Crossbody, you can get to go that much. That is pretty good. Upper bicep swivel in there. Double jointed pinless elbow gives you that much bend there at the elbow, which is great. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge. They all have that horizontal hinge. So we have the inverted diaphragm and ab crunch. So you can diaphragm, you can pivot to, or you can tilt to his left that much. You can tilt to his right that much. That's where it's actually lacking a little bit. Going back is a little bit. Coming forward Feels like you should be able to do more, but you're just met with a little bit of resistance, so it doesn't come forward a whole lot. But when you work that ab crunch with the ab, you can come forward that much. Going back is that much, which is crazy. The legs do not have the drop down, but you can do the splits that much, that far apart. Can't kick forward extremely high, so that's where the benefit of these hips really come in. Goes back a little bit, upper thigh cut in there. Solid double jointed knee, which looks beautiful. Pinless. Calf swivel, foot hinges all the way down, hinge up, ankle pivot, peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And again, working the ab crunch and everything. This is how crazy this Spider-Man figure can get. Whereas Renew Your Vows probably can't quite get as much as this. But speaking of that, let's see how Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and this Spider-Man look next to each other. Okay, so having the two Spider-Mans together, you can see the brighter blue I think is a lot nicer, and then we get the smaller spider logo as opposed to the larger one on the Renew Your Vows. The one thing about the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man that I definitely like a lot more is going to be the head sculpt. This head sculpt, I don't like it as much. Something about the way it looks on this one, I mean, they're the same head sculpt, but on this one, it just seems like the jaw is bigger. I don't know. Maybe it's just me playing games. I don't know how they'll look swapped. I think the head's probably going to look too big, but let's check it out. Anyway, the reds don't match, and yeah, that head's definitely too big, so that's unfortunate there. But I do like this one. It's just not, I don't like it as much, and that's the only thing that I probably don't like as much. Although I don't want to take away from the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man to say that it's not a good figure. It's absolutely a great figure. It's just that the color scheme and everything, I love the brighter blue and the smaller spider logo. But you guys let me know down in the comments below which one is the favorite between these two, the Amazing Friends version or the Renew Your Vows version. Let me know in the comments below. Okay, and that is my review of the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends 3-pack. You guys let me know down in the comments below what you think of this 3-pack. It is $74.99 on Hasbro Pulse, which is pretty high, but I guess with the new pricing of figures, $24.99, $24.99, $24.99, it kind of lines up. It's still pretty crazy price, you know, to get this Spider-Man figure to have to spend $75. But yeah, you're getting a much better Firestar, but you're getting a downgrade on Iceman for sure. So it's just kind of one of those two bad things. But if you were a fan of the show, I personally haven't actually seen it before. So if you're a fan of the show, that might be kind of the way to go. You know, in picking this up, that way, you know, you have something for that show. It's not often that, you know, for those older shows and movies and things like that, that they actually release figures for. So this is your chance. But, you know, again, you guys let me know down in the comments below. If you guys are interested in becoming a channel member and joining the MCU Collective, hit that join button. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.